Welcome to Reddit News. Like and subscribe or this will eat your cookies. What is the weirdest thing you've ever done for money? Italian man came up to me on holiday in a town near Naples. He asked me to go talk to these two Americans. He gave me 10 euros to buy them a couple of beers and talk about whatever. No idea why. This sounds like some movie. I wonder if you were a distraction while they robbed the couple's hotel room. Or maybe you were involved in some weird money laundering scheme. Ah, yes. Those highly illegal 10 euro transaction money laundering schemes. When I was in 6th grade, some 8th graders came up to me and offered me $5 to snort crushed Tic Tacs. As I was snorting them, one of them got a teacher and told her I was doing drugs. I started crying and explained everything. And after the principal confirmed that they were just Tic Tacs, the 8th graders all got a week of detention. And I still got my $5. Just Tic Tacs. Principal has clearly never experienced a Tic Tac binge. Not like that weird. But when I was 6 or 7, I used to pluck my parents' gray hairs for 10 cents per strand. That's kind of genius in a really weird way. Are your parents Filipino by any chance? Nope, but they're Asian. Interesting. I only asked because my mother is Filipino and she would make me pull her white hairs out all the time. Not once did she offer to pay me. Sad face. When I was maybe 8 or 9, my dad swore up and down he didn't have any gray hairs and promised me $100 for each get hair I pulled out of his head. He made stop at 2. You still in the business? That's a good price. We used to do this as well, just didn't get paid. Now that I think back, it really makes me think of monkeys. As an adult, clients asked me to create a PowerPoint for him for a major presentation he was doing for top secret organization. I owned a web consulting company at the time, but he had been a top client, so I acquiesced. After a while, the modifications and wording become more and more bizarre. He would contact me weekly with new changes and additions. And I soon realized there was something mentally amiss with the gent. I had a connection with his family and wanted to alert them that he was paying me good money for this odd project, and I didn't want to charge for something that was clearly coming from a delusional state. His wife contacted me and asked if I would please continue working with him, and she would pay my full rate for the service. Open parentheses, they were incredibly wealthy, and this was not going to make any dent in their massive fortune, close parentheses. She said the project was making him happier than he'd been in months, and he was focused and staying in one place to work on it, and it gave her a rest from the dementia/Alzheimer's. I figured out a way to keep working with him. Still didn't charge my full rate, but learned a lot about maintaining a positive relationship with an older person who is losing their cognitive function, which prepared me well for now as my father is heading in that direction. I'm so sorry about your father. Remember, don't argue, redirect. Best advice ever really, because you will never win those arguments. Thank you. With my dad, every answer I give him is yes and, to deflect or distract from the odd statements. It's been a calm and peaceful dementia, fortunately. Not me, but my friend threw his $300 phone into a river for $25. It was deep, so he didn't get it back. A financial mastermind. When I was a kid, a neighbor paid me to be a live scarecrow in his garden. My job was to chase the birds and other animals away that might otherwise destroy his garden when he wasn't home to guard it. Note, netting helps keeps birds away, but it doesn't keep animals like deer, rabbits, woodchucks, etc. from invading the garden. OMG. Until I read the last part of the second sentence, I thought that you had a creepy neighbor who literally had you standing in his yard like a scarecrow. In my defense, I thought that it was for a Halloween event. I used to clone rare Pokemon like Mew on the Game Boy game and sell them to other people. I just ripped the transfer cable out while transferring the Pokemon at the right time and we both could keep it. I remember that. They always said it was risk since you could corrupt your game, but then I'm pretty sure it happened to me. So many memories of those games. Good times, open parentheses, except for that one, close parentheses. The trick I did for cloning Pokemon was putting them in the computer, and as the "Are you sure" text popped up, I turned my Game Boy off. When I restarted the game, I had the Pokemon on me as well as in the computer. I remember watching my cousin do that and I tried to do it too. I must have turned off the game at the wrong moment though, because instead of having 2 of the same Pokemon, I suddenly had 0 of it. RIP level 46 Kingler. I got paid $100 to learn how to do math with an abacus over the course of 10 days for a college study. You'll need that knowledge in 20-30 years. Way this year is going, he might need it within the next 20 to 30 weeks. Snorted wasabi. It was not worth $2. I ate a fat spoonful of wasabi for $5 at work once. I hate the taste, but figured I could do it easily since I take spicy food like a champ. I was not prepared for the searing nasal inferno of death. Yeah, those are completely different chemicals. If you like normal spicy food, you've gotten used capsaicin. Real wasabi, the horseradish that makes fake wasabi, and mustard all get their pungency from allyl isothiocyanates. Being inured to one does nothing for the other. In college, I used to stow flip-flops in my bag when I went out to the bars, so I could switch out of my heels for the walk home. One night I sold those dirty flip-flops to a creepy old dude at the bar for $200. Easiest yet most upsetting money I've ever made. Surprised he didn't want the heels. Stood in line for Dole Whips at Disney. Some guy paid me $50 to wait in the line while his family rode a ride. Edited to add, : I was pregnant at the time and my family was in line for a ride I couldn't ride. I overheard a family trying to figure out how they would use their fast pass, make it to lunch, and managed to try a Dole Whip. I offered to stand in the line for $20. He gave me $50. Dole Whips are the best. I remember back in high school I had an all-day trip to Disney and getting those at 10 p.m. before leaving was truly the highlight of that experience. Disney released the recipe for it recently due to COVID, I guess. It's just vanilla ice cream, pineapple juice, and pineapple blended. They also released some other recipes like the churro fries as well. Dude, if you did that all day for people, you could probably buy an annual pass in one day. Asked my biology teacher if she was pregnant. Was in the 2nd grade and luckily she laughed it off. Open parentheses, but hey, my friend gave me $1.50. Close parentheses. That night she cried herself to sleep. Not even her cat could comfort her. In the 7th grade, a kid told me that if I could learn to move my fingers in a certain way, he would pay me $20. Took me 2 days of practicing in my closet and did it, but never got the money. Now I show people this weird thing I can do. Basically, you move your pointer fingers, pointing at each other, around each other in a circle. But instead of both moving forward, one moves towards you and the other moves away from you. 95% of people I've shown this to can't do it. Some girl in high school gave me $20 for just being her friend. In hindsight, I still don't know why I took it and to this day I still feel bad. Mary, I'm sorry. You can always ask for forgiveness. Forgiveness costs $20. I found someone with a fart fetish and farted in their face 10 times for $200. Yeah, that's weird, I think. Was it that you had to fart 10 times for $200? Or was it $20 a fart? As many as I could get out. Ha ha. Sold my underwear a couple times in college. Got pretty good at it and made decent amount of money. Lol. I didn't know selling your underwear is a skill one can be good or bad at. Yes. 80% of the work is talking to random strangers and really selling yourself. They want to think they have an idea of who you are. It plays into their kink and really is a strange world. Also takes some decent photo editing skills. My dad accidentally threw away a box of important papers into a large dumpster. He paid me to go get it. Easiest $100 I ever made. Edit : Don't get me wrong. I love my dad and would have done it for free, but I had asked him several times, are you sure you want to throw this out? I even told him to check the box before he did, because he might need something from it. After tossing the box, he realizes he needs it. I was addicted to caffeine, like Monster/Red Bull, right before bed, and I'd sleep like a baby addicted. Health nut friend bet me $1 that I couldn't go 2 weeks without any kind of caffeine. I won the bet and had the worst headache for 4 days. No longer addicted though. A bet that made you overcome your addiction. Nice. Better than paying someone else to help you overcome your addiction. Caffeine is scary easy to get addicted to. Almost more so than even nicotine. And most people just brush it aside because it's much more innocent addiction. And that $1, guys, is worth $1 million. Not me, but when the iPhone 4 just came out, I upgraded my 3GS and got the 4. At the time, my little brother still had one of those many different slide phones. He also hated sushi. I got the weirdest looking roll I could find with raw fish and squid tentacles. Told him if he ate it, I'd give him my old iPhone. He was hesitant, but he not only got a new phone, now he loves sushi and poke. Can't get enough of it. To preface this, I'm moderately good at typing on a keyboard, up to 85 plus WPM if I get a good flow going. Back in college, I used to laze about. I took care of my classes, then went to a particular building on my campus and chill with my friends. Someone saw me typing one day on my laptop, trying to finish an essay last minute, and this guy, we will call him Charles. Charles came up to me and asked me whether or not I could finish up a paper for him once I was done. I did his 5-page paper for him pro bono, in about 2.5 hours, properly formatted and all. Charles was thankful, and ended up getting a decent grade on his thing. He wrote the general layout on paper, so I got the gist of what he was trying to write. It kinda just clicked one day, and I decided to put out an anonymous poster out with a burner email I made just for this exact purpose. It read, if you need help with a paper, I'll write it for you. Just give me a general outline of what you want and how you need it formatted. $12 per hour. And I started getting hits left and right. I made a nice little sum for myself. I got inundated with requests and cut the service off after about 4.5 months. Couldn't keep up with demand. Should have raised your fee. Hindsight is 20/20. I probably should have. Lol. Might be downvoted here, but I have zero respect for academic cheating. It's so wrong. Many classes mark on a curve, and hard effort from honest students goes unnoticed and unrewarded if they are overshadowed by cheaters. It allows cheaters into the job market where they are underqualified to do the work. It ends up costing everyone. I wish they caught you and the others you helped, and that you all were kicked out permanently. But in as much niceness I have, I also hope you're doing well now, and have moved on from this. To others who read this, please don't do this. Some students spend huge efforts and money on education. Honest students shouldn't be disadvantaged because of cheaters. No downvotes here. I understand where you're coming from. I was naive at the time and trying to make a quick buck. Academia is serious business, but I myself had struggled through middle/high school, so I felt that assisting others for a marginal fee was for a good cause. To aid those who are struggling themselves in the slog of academia. Thanks for the input, though. It was my attempt to be faux entrepreneur. Edit. Words. I ate a sandwich from a teacher's lunchbox while they were out of the room for $20. This was in second grade, so I felt bad and left $10 on their desk drawer, where they kept their lunchbox. You know how in elementary school playgrounds or parks, there are slides that are made of metal and get extremely hot in the sun? I once was bet to keep my hand on it for 20 seconds, and a kid would give me $5. I won the $5, but my hand was slightly burned for a couple days. I was not a smart third grader. You healed right, and you got the $5. Seems pretty smart. Sounds like typical third grade shenanigans to me. Happy cake day. I ate dog treats for 20 pounds. I've tried them for free. Ate one for a toonie. It was my dad who bet me I wouldn't do it. Made my teacher talk about her life to cancel the test. The test didn't happen, and I was $30 richer. Are you Jeff Winger? I have been found. Requesting identity change ASAP. $20 to sing in front of people. I was 8 and my mom thought it would help bring me out of my shell. The song was Puff the Magic Dragon, and I'm still very much an introvert. Got up every day at 4 a.m. and went to work for the last 16 years. Easily the worst one. Savage. I ate a whole unpeeled orange and an unpeeled banana for about $15 for each fruit. Was worth it. One time at summer camp, I ate a raw onion for $1. This is when I learned that raw onion is best eaten in small doses. I'll do it today, if it's a green onion.